Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video, and this time we're going to be doing a feel on these nails. So first thing that I'm doing is just going in with a pair of nippers and removing that bling, and then after that we're going to go in with an extra coarse drill bit to remove the polish from these nails. I actually recorded these nails when I first did them, but the video was very blurry, which is why I didn't upload the video because you really couldn't see much. But I had lots of fun recording this set, and it was just a set for Halloween. But anyways, again, we're using an extra coarse safety drill bit to remove all of that polish from the nails, and I get these from Amazon, so I'll be sure to leave the link in the description. But we're gonna go ahead and do this on all of the nails, and then we can move on to the next step. Alrighty, so once we finish removing the polish, we're going to go in with the cuticle pusher, and we're just going to be pushing back those cuticles. Remember, you can use any type of cuticle pusher, whether it's metal, plastic, or even a wooden one, as long as it can be disinfected or disposed of. So after we finish pushing back the cuticles, we're going to go in with the 180 sanding band to remove the shine from the natural nail. Remember that when you're doing this, we're literally just removing the shine. We don't want to thin down the nail or anything. Literally just getting rid of that shiny layer that's on the nail. We all know that our body produces a lot of oils, and those oils happen to be on our nail beds, so we just have to go in and gently file it off with a 180 sanding band. Alrighty, so after that, I'm going to go in with my primer. I'm using my Young Nail Protein Bond. We're applying that on the natural nail only, making sure that we don't get it on the skin, because if we do and they have any little cut, it will burn them. And then for our acrylic, I'm going to be using that same acrylic that she already has on, which is the Mia's Secret Frosted Pink. And I add the glow in the dark powder to it, that way it glows in the dark. And then I'm going to go in with my Mia's Secret pink to encapsulate these. Remember that when you use any sort of colored acrylic, you just want to make sure that you go in with a clear, or the reason why I use my Mia Secret Pink is because it's really translucent, so you can barely even tell that it has like the tint of pink in it. But whatever you want to use is fine, whether it's clear or, you know, like a translucent pink. And then as always, I'm using my number 10 oval brush by Alpha, so I'll be sure to leave the link in the description so you guys can go check them out. But again, we just place the bead closer to the cuticle area, patting it down and then brushing it down towards the tip, just being very gentle when you're brushing it down. And then of course cleaning around the cuticle area to make sure that the acrylic is not on the skin. And then if you need to add a little bit more somewhere else, then feel free to do so. Just make sure that you're watching what you're doing, that way you're not just applying acrylic everywhere. Make sure that wherever you apply acrylic is actually needed. And also when you're doing this, make sure that you pay attention to, you know, like how you place your acrylic around the cuticle area. You want to make sure that you place it really close to the cuticle area, but not on the actual cuticle. And when you place it down, you know, just pat it down to where it spreads out as close as it can to that cuticle area without actually getting on the skin. And then again, once you have a nice apex, just go in and encapsulate it with the Mia Secret Pink or the clear, whichever one you want, and clean around your skin. And we're going to continue to do this on all of the nails, and then we can move on to the next step. Alrighty, so next we're going to go in with our 100 nail file, and we're going to be shaping the nails. So as always, we're filing the sides and the free edge at a 90-degree angle to make sure that they're really straight. So again, filing the sides and the free edge at exactly a 90-degree angle, making sure that you pay attention to your shape because you will be able to see your shape change as you file. Alrighty, so now I'm going in with my fine drill bit by Pana, and we're going to be filing all of the nails. So as always, first thing I do is just go around the cuticle area, going from the right side over to the left side, just going back and forth until I'm able to see where the cuticle is, where the natural nail is, and where the acrylic is. That way I know that the acrylic is not on the skin, and with this one you will be able to tell a lot better just because, you know, it is like a white acrylic or like an off-white acrylic, so you will be able to tell if it's on the skin. But again, just go back and forth around the cuticle area, starting from the right side of the nail, working your way all the way around the other side on the left side, and then also just filing the rest of the nail. It's also really important that when you're filing the nails that you pay attention to what you're doing. You don't want to thin it down too much. You're literally just sealing the cuticle area and then just filing the rest of the nail as well to make sure that it is nice and smooth. And as always, make sure that you keep your drill moving at all times. You don't want to keep it in one spot for too long because it's going to cause friction, which means that it's going to make your client's nail burn. So a lot of the time you'll be able to tell if you're putting too much pressure on the nail and it burns them. If you feel like they're pulling their finger back, most likely it's hurting them. You know, some people just don't want to say anything, but again, if you kind of feel like your client is kind of pulling their finger back, then most likely you are hurting them. So make sure that, again, you do not keep your drill in one spot for too long because it's going to cause friction and it's going to cause your client's nail to burn. So that's why I always first start from the right side, go around to the left side, just going back and forth, and then just filing the rest of the nail, and also making sure that, again, you just don't put too much pressure on their nail. As you can see, I use my pinky to hold their finger on this side, and I just feel like just doing that gives me a lot of stability. That way my file is not just all over the place. I can actually control my file and let it do exactly what I want it to do. Alrighty, but anyways, next we're going to go in with the buffer, and we're just going to be buffing the nails to remove any of the scratches left on the nail from the hand file or the e-file. So make sure that you buff the nails really good. And then after this, we're just going to go ahead and dust the nails off. You could either have your client go wash their hands, or you can wipe them off with an alcohol wipe. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go in with the polish. The first color that I'm using is in the color Corny by Madam Glam. Some of these colors will be from their very new collection that I just watched on November 5th. So be sure to go follow Madam Glam on their YouTube channel, because every first of the month I go on their YouTube channel and review a different collection, or like their newest collection. So be sure to check them out. This next color is in the color Trick or Treat, and as you guys know, I just love their gel polishes. They go on really good. The coverage is really good, and I am just in love with them. I have tons of them, and hopefully, you know, pretty soon my wall will be filled with them. But again, they are by Madam Glam. I'll be sure to leave the link down below, as well as a promo code for you guys to use. But again, a lot of these are going to be by the new collection, and then some are just colors that I already had. This third color that I'm using is in the color Give Me Pie, which is a really pretty burnt orange, kind of like, or really more like of a mustard yellow, but it does still have a hint of like an orangey, which that's kind of what we want, is just different little shades of orange. The next one is in the color Fifth Avenue, and this was actually part of the back to school collection, and this is actually more of a yellow. And then the pinky is actually going to be from the new collection as well, and this one is going to be in the color Butter Up. Alrighty, so again, this one is in the color Butter Up. We're going to do this one on this pinky, and then we're going to go ahead and let this hand cure for 30 seconds. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other hand, same colors and everything. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and do a second coat of all of the colors. So again, the pinky is Butter Up. The ring finger is in the color Fifth Avenue. The middle finger is in the color Give Me Pie. The index finger is, I forgot what the index finger, and the thumb is Corney. And again, we're just doing a second coat of each color, and then after we finish doing the second coat, we're going to go ahead and cure each hand for another 30 seconds. Oh yeah, sorry, the index finger is in the color Trick or Treat. Alrighty, so we finished doing the second coat on this hand. We're going to go ahead and let it cure. And then now we're going to go in and apply some bling. So I'm using my ZULAY nail adhesive. I'm using a water drop. And I'm using my SS6 and my SS12. And then I'm also going to be using some gold caviar as well. Remember that if you use the ZULAY nail adhesive, that you use the Mia Secret Gel Resin Activator, because that's what helps the glue dry a lot faster. I know I had someone the other day tell me that they use this glue and her bling falls off very quickly. I've been using it for a while and it works really good. I used to use the Mia Secret Gel Resin and it works good, but this one definitely works better. But again, you have to make sure that you use the Mia Secret Gel Resin Activator, which is what dries the glue almost instantly. So I do highly recommend that you get it. She does sell it on her website as a little bundle with the actual glue and the activator, and then she also sells them individually, or you can even just get it, you know, on Amazon or Nail Supply Glamour. So I'll be sure to leave those links down below. But we're going to be applying the bling on this ring finger as well as the index finger. After that, we're going to just spray the nails with the Mia Secret Gel Resin Activator. And then, of course, we're going to go in with a top coat. And we're going to do the same thing on the other hand as well. Alrighty, so I sprayed the nails with the Mia Secret Gel Resin Activator, and then now I'm going to go in with the Madam Glam Gel Top Coat. We're going to apply that on all of the nails and then curing each hand for 60 seconds. Alrighty, so I applied the bling on this hand. I just sprayed the activator spray on it. And then now I'm going to go ahead and apply the top coat on this one as well. And then again, we're going to be curing this hand for 60 seconds. Alrighty y'all, so here is the final look. They turned out really pretty. They're literally the perfect shades for the fall time. It reminds me of like all the colors on the trees. They just look so pretty. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at GetNail32, and I'll see you guys next time.